You don't really know much about Halloween.
Hello and welcome back to another unboxing video. I am your host Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads, and if you're not familiar with who the Newlydeads are, please go to our website at thenewlydeads.com where you can find out about all the things we do, including this YouTube channel, which you have already stumbled across, which thank you for that. And as part of our goal for 2025, we'd like to grow the channel, so please like, subscribe, and share. On our website, you will find out more about us, including our movie review blog, coffee reviews, small business reviews. We also have a TV show called Dollar Store Driving that is available through these 4 networks that I will put up on the page for you here. That is a half-hour chat show where we watch a movie and then talk about it. We add a lot of funny stuff into the mix as we're doing it. We also convert that show to a podcast that's available through Spotify and other fine podcasting directories. We're also artists, and on our page you can go find out where we're going to be at. And at some point, maybe we'll sell some of our art through there. I don't know. We kicked that around, but we tried it before and it didn't go as well as we'd hoped doing drop shipping. So I don't know. It is what it is. So for this particular video, what we're going to be talking about is the Vinegar Syndrome January extra pickups that I had during that sale. And then in February, they had a Valentine's Day sale. And I picked up stuff there, which if you watched a previous video, I'll show you it again here. They sent a lovely Valentine's Day card with the shipment for February Valentine's Day related sale, and it's just a nice little touch. I showed it on another video, but if you didn't see that video already, there you go. So the first thing that I picked up from the the partner labels that they had during the January subscriber sale. There we go. First one I picked up was Satan War from 1979. This is about unseen satanic forces terrorizing a young married couple in their new home. This is directed by Bert LaRue, who did the Ark of Noah. And that's it. That's a weird Venn diagram right there. Stars Sally Schermerhorn, who was in this, and that was it. Again, weird Venn diagram there. On the back, we've got information about the film as well as a still. On the front, we have a picture of a nasty-looking Satan there. Inside, let me remove that. We have just the movie itself, and then like a fire behind there, so I won't take the discount. In color, Satan War strains the bounds of the imagination. From what I hear, that is very true. So inside, we've got a little tiny booklet, just a little bit of information about the film, not much to look at, but American Genre Film Archive, AGFA, does a lot of interesting things. And if you'd like to, there you go. There's the QR code for them. They are a fantastic partner label. They do great things. They're doing the Lord's work. Next up, we have something I've read about in a lot of books about shot on video stuff. I've been dying to pick up for a long time. Finally, they released this on a partner label. This is Jacker from 1993 and Jacker 2, Descent into Hell from 1996. It's not what you think. So the first movie is about after a rash of crimes in which people are kidnapped, murdered, and their cars stolen, a police detective assigned to the case zeroes in on a creepy young guy named Mike. Now, not all guys named Mike are creepy, just this guy. It's directed by Phil Herman, who did Burglar from Hell 1 and 2, which I have part 1 on the shelf, which part 2 is in production right now. This stars Phil Herman, who was in Amityville Thanksgiving, and Debbie D, who was in Sorority Slaughter 2. She's a wave actress. I'll put up their logo here. I've got a lot of their films, a documentary, fascinating company. Gary Whitson is the guy behind the mastermind behind it all. No trivia on this. Part 2, Mike Rivers, the carjacker from the first movie, has survived the fall and he took from the bridge and is now looking to get even. Whoops, spoiler alert. He sets up a cop to accidentally shoot 2 other officers, including the one who threw him off the bridge. Clever. Using the body of one of the dead policemen, he gets to work on getting revenge against James, who is just getting out of the hospital. Will James and the police be able to bring the crazed carjacker to justice? Now, carjacking was a big threat at this point in, I don't know if it was just America, but was a thing. That's, I think, where the idea for this came from. So this one was directed by Barry Gaines, who did War of Worlds 1 through 3, not War of the Worlds, not H.G. Wells, but A War of Worlds. This stars Phil Herman again from Amityville Shark House. Got to see that one. And Marilyn Gigliotti, Gigliotti, I should say that right. If you've seen Clerks and some of the other franchise installments of that, you know who she is. Friends are on Facebook. Super nice. Always wishes me happy birthday. Her and Brian O'Halloran. Really nice people. But she's in this. So if you liked her in Clerks, here's a chance to check her out again. Like I said, no particular trivia on this. On the back, we've got information about the film. On the front, we've got this guy looking like, I forgot his name from Small Town Murder. I'll put it up here. I'm drawing a blank. Inside, we've got, that's safe to show, I guess. Coming out of the shower there, as well as some information about the film. We've got an alternate cover there, so if you want to flip that around. James Pietragallo. It took me a minute, but I figured it out. Sorry about that, James. If you're not listening to Small Town Murder or Your Stupid Opinions or Crime and Sports, you should be. All right, next up, this is the one that most got me excited, is The Terrornauts from 1967. This is about a group of scientists that are kidnapped and taken into outer space aboard a saucer. This is directed by Montgomery Tully, who did The Electric Monster. It stars Simon Oates, who mostly did TV stuff, and Zena Marshall, who was in Dr. No. Yep, the James Bond film. A little bit of trivia here. This was the last feature of Zena Marshall. So on the back here, we have the information about the film. On the front, we have the poster for that. Inside, we have an image from the film, as well as so this, like I said, one of the ones I'm most excited about checking out. Next up, we have Iced, which was the big one that everybody was expecting, and they were right. This is from 1988. Love it or hate it, it's here, kids. This is about a group of childhood friends who are invited to the opening of a posh ski resort, unaware that an old nemesis has murderous plans in mind for them. This is directed by Jeff Whitney, who did Beyond the Door 3. Yep. It stars Deborah DeLiso, who was in Slumber Party Massacre, and Lisa Loring, who was in Wednesday Addams from the Addams Family TV series, and she was in Dr. Spine. This was kind of one of her efforts to escape the Wednesday Addams character and be more of an adult actress. And I don't mean that in the adult way. I mean just that not thought of as a child actress anymore. Some trivia here. Lisa Loring's first non-clothed scene, which, like I said, she played Wednesday in the Addams Family TV show. And when fans of the series heard that Little Wednesday was no clothes in this, she received angry letters from some of them, and she didn't care because the reason she took the role was to break away from her child star status. Like I said. All right, on the back, we've got information about the film. On the front, we've got that classic image, which if you are following Vinegar Syndrome at all, you've seen that a lot. And inside, we have another version of that. And on the disc itself, it's the same thing. So we'll save some time there to show you that. Next up, we have Grave Robbers from 1989. Now, this is when we're getting into... Nope. Wait. Yep. This is the Valentine's Day sale at this point. This is from 1989, like I said. The plot of this is teenagers accidentally resurrect a satanic killer who targets the local police captain's daughter to birth the Antichrist. It's directed by Ruben Galindo Jr., who did Cemetery of Terror and the infamous Don't Panic, which is on the shelf. It stars Erica Buenfil, who was in Cemetery of Terror as well. No particular trivia on this one. On the back, we've got images and information about the film. On the front, we have this crazy shot of this guy on his motorcycle jumping out of the grave. Inside, we have the Blu-ray and the DVD. And then I'll show you here alternate cover art there for you. This one sounds crazy. If it's anything like Don't Panic or Cemetery of Terror, it's going to be a good time, depending on what you like. Next up, this one I was very excited to finally get in my collection. I'm a Vincent Gallo fan. I love him or hate him. I am. It's from 2001. It's Trouble Every Day. It's about two American newlyweds in Paris who experience a love so strong it almost devours them. It was directed by Claire Dennis, who did No Fear, No Die. Stars Vincent Gallo, who did Buffalo 66 and The Brown Bunny, both starred and directed in, both of which are on the shelf. And this stars Beatrice Dalle, who did Inside, also on the shelf, part of the French extremist wave that happened in the early 2000s. Hard to watch, but was recently remade not that long ago. So a little bit of trivia here. Beatrice Dalle also has stated that this is her personal favorite film that she has made. So on the back, we've got some stills and information about the film. Front, we've got the cover there. Inside, we have a couple of things. We have the disc, which has the same cover as what I just showed you there. So we'll skip that. And then we've got the interior. And then we have a lovely booklet here, which I don't know if there's anything objectionable here. I'm guessing not. No, just a little bit of information about it and one shot of Vincent and Beatrice there. I've heard so much about this film. I've never seen it though, so I'm excited to see this finally. So glad to have it in the collection. Next up, we have Sugar Cookies from 1973. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm a fan of exploitation cinema. And this one is kind of notorious. It's about an actress who is murdered by a adult filmmaker, there we go, during a game that is made to look like a suicide. Her lover uses another aspiring starlet as a pawn to exact revenge. So it's a revenge-o-matic kind of thing. It's directed by Theodore Gershuni. I've gotten him a lot recently, and I'm never sure if I got his name right, who did Death House. And this stars Lynn Lowry. Yep, those of you who are genre film know who she is. She was in Shivers, the David Cronenberg classic, on the shelf, and The Crazies, the George A. Romero classic, on the shelf. Trivia here. Lloyd Kaufman joked once that this was the only X-rated film to lose money, which X-rated does not mean triple X-rated. It just means that it didn't quite pass the muster to be an R-rated film, which back in the day was kind of the death of a film in a lot of cases. But nowadays, it just means that, gets a little bit more notoriety. Inside, we've got a shot from the film. Nothing too risque. But this one, again, is one that's been on the list for a while. The next one here is from the American Genre Film Archive that I've mentioned before, being just a fantastic label. Go support them. This one, as soon as it popped up on the Vinegar Syndrome site, I was like, oh man, I got to have this. It reminded me of Tammy and the T-Rex, at least the artwork. This is Amanda and the Alien from 1995. This is about a young bohemian female artist who falls in love with a nubile, human-eating alien and teaches him how to be more human. However, government agents are on his trail. Sounds kind of like E.T. It's directed by John Kroll, who did Menno's Mind. And it stars Nicole Eggert, from Baywatch and Blown Away. And Michael Dorn is also in this. He was Worf from the Star Trek franchise. He's done a bunch of other great work, but that's what most people know him for. A little bit of trivia here. Amanda Patterson frequently makes references to the Star Trek franchise, which Michael Dorn, of course, was in the TV show and Deep Space Nine as Worf. So, On the front there, we've got the art that they made there. And on the back, we've got information about the film as well as some stills. Inside, we've got the disc, which doesn't really have anything on there, but then we have the original artwork. I don't remember this coming out. I kind of feel like it might have been a made-for-cable situation, but couldn't pass up. All right, we're getting close here, kids. Got two more. Next up, we have Unmasked 25 from 1988. No, there are not 25 prequels. This is the first one. So this is about Jackson, who is a lonely killer who is beginning to question the point of all the killing. He's losing focus on why he started to kill in the first place. The future looks bleak until he meets a woman who has no sight. Her name is Shelley. They begin to show him what life is like and that it isn't so bad. Now it's up to Jackson to decide if he's going to stop killing and start learning responsibility and think about finding a real job and starting a family. It is exactly what you think it is. Watch the trailer. You'll understand. This is directed by Anders Palm, who did Deadline from 1989 on the shelf, and Murder Blues. And this stars Fiona Evans, who was in Deadline 1989, And a little bit of trivia here, the makeup artists made the kills even more gruesome than they were initially written in the script. So, like I said, it's exactly what you think it is. Not quite unmasked, the rise and fall of Leslie Vernon, but inside we've got images on the disc there. But in that same vein, kind of, not necessarily that it's a documentary style found footage sort of thing, but just that the killer is, wearing a mask a lot of the time, and he's got kind of the typical Jason Voorhees kind of thing going on. So if you understand that, but just put him in kind of a love story, questioning life sort of situation, you get the basic feel. Finally, we've made it, kids, all the way through. We have Ed Wood's Orgy of the Dead from 1965. So the plot here is that a couple driving to a cemetery looking for inspiration for a horror story encounter the dancing dead. This is directed by Stephen C. Apostoloff, who did Hot Ice, and it stars Criswell from Plan 9 from Outer Space, and who has also played himself in Night of the Ghouls. So some trivia here. Edward D. Wood Jr. Served as writer, production manager, and casting agent, and even held up cue cards for the film, although he did not direct. Also, the cape worn by Criswell as the Emperor is the same cape worn by Bela Lugosi as Count Dracula in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein from 1948. Fun trivia there. And they say it's Ed Wood's, but again, he does not direct it. He just helped out with it, wrote it. Whoops, sorry. There you go. Some stills from the film, information about it. In the inside, we have the original art there. And again, that same cover that you just saw. And then on the back, I think there's nothing. Yeah, it's fine. On the back, we have the alternate art, as well as more information about the film. So as I have talked about previously on other videos, I am slowly building my Ed Wood collection back up from the VHS and some DVDs that I had back in the day, now that they're starting to get some reissue on Blu-ray. And since there's no box set or anything else, to just kind of do it all at once, having to piecemeal it, but it's good. He's somebody that I unironically am a fan of. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share. Help us to grow the channel in 2025. And until next time, remember that tomorrow is not guaranteed, so don't forget to unbox your heart. We'll see you soon.
Should be done, you see, between the real and the unreal. The dead might be looking in. Halloween, the festival of Samhain. Happy Halloween.